All right. Hi, everybody. We're back. I'm Shauna, and this is Ben, and we're here for another AITA, and we already have one picked. We're sorry we had been gone so long. We're still here figuring it out. It's been a crazy time, and we're going to keep adding to the channel as we can. But she has another one to read to you. We're going to react. We haven't really discussed it. We got into it. It was weird, but here we go.
Okay, so am I the asshole for asking my old coworkers to stop messaging me? No.
Yeah.
No.
You absolutely. Well, friends are friends. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your coworkers. Friends. Then you wouldn't have added them to your phone. You know what? The best thing you can do at a job is keep your mouth shut.
If you work with them, they might have needed your. Anyway, let's read. Okay. Hi, everyone. What was that?
What?
Oh. I'm in a bit of a weird situation and could use your input. A few weeks ago, I left my previous job where I worked in a technical code role. I can't talk. Technical role coding. Okay, we got it. Before leaving, I was transparent with my team and even offered to stay on part-time 4 hours a day for a while to help with the transition and to provide ongoing support. I thought that was fair, considering I had been managing some complex stuff alone. However, the company declined the offer. They didn't seem interested in any kind of part-time or consulting arrangement.
Okay.
So I moved on.
Okay.
They're wanting her help, or his help. Now I've started a new full-time job, but ever since I left, I've been getting messages from former coworkers every couple of days asking where things are, how certain parts of the codes work, how to troubleshoot stuff I used to manage. It's during my work hours, and it's really disruptive and mentally draining, especially when I'm trying to focus on my new role.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
I've tried to be polite and answer a couple of things at first, thinking it would be short term, but it's becoming regular and exhausting, and honestly, I don't think it's my responsibility anymore. It's not.
It's not.
Especially since I offered a structured way to help, and they said no. I'm now thinking of writing to HR at my old company and asking them to tell the team to stop contacting me with work-related questions unless they want to arrange formal consulting. That's 100% fair.
Okay, but let me ask you a question because I don't know the answer to this. If you're a former employee, if you no longer work for a company and you write to HR and say, hey, I have a complaint, I don't work there anymore, are they even going to give you the time of day? Because I mean, I've had multiple reasons throughout my lifetime of leaving companies where it was sketchy stuff. It was sketchy. And I was like, I should have gone to HR later, but I just quit the job and walked away.
I think at best, what will happen is HR will hear it for what it is and
file it as
have a discussion with the current employees,
or maybe as supplemental evidence in case something else ever happens, kind of a deal.
But at worst, they will take advantage of the fact that they're still getting answers, and at that point, I personally think you should just block them. But let me, we're almost done. We've got like 2 sentences left. So they say they want to arrange, unless they want to arrange formal consulting. But I worry that I might come off as petty or difficult for setting that boundary. No, set the boundary.
Why do you care? Why do you? It's not your company anymore. You don't work there. Why do you care?
Well, they don't want to burn a bridge. Am I the asshole for wanting to shut this down and go through HR? No.
I'm totally changing my answer here now that I have an explanation. So many of these Reddit posts are clickbait. Like they want you to go, oh yeah, you're totally the a-hole. And then after you read the story, you're like, oh wait, I was totally wrong. I took that all out of context.
Yeah,
there is no context. You don't know,
Yeah. So we've got a little bit of updates.
Okay.
Former coworkers kept messaging me after I left.
This is the TLDR.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
The synopsis.
Okay. Former coworkers kept messaging me after I left. I told them nicely to stop during work hours. They understood and apologized. I offered to help part-time before, but that was rejected. In hindsight, thinking about going to HR was a stress reaction. I was overwhelmed at the time.
Now that's interesting because in the long post, he or she says that I thought about going to HR, and then comes back and says, I did talk to them and say, hey, don't talk to me during business hours. So it really sounds like maybe the people you thought of as friends, they thought of you as a resource that they could continue to use. Which still, I mean, you thought of, okay, I'll keep you in my phone as a friend. And they're like, well, but this is the person who knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like that they had a rock star employee who they didn't want to keep around or pay or do whatever with, and they let walk away, and now they're paying the consequences and going, well, just contact so and so. They said they would still would still help out.
They're missing that resource. So the last edit, is that what that means?
Well,
Ellie,
an update.
I messaged the ex-coworkers and explained that while I was happy to help here and there, even on weekends, the frequent pings during my new job were too much, especially since I'm no longer paid by the company. I also mentioned that I had offered to stay on part-time, but that was rejected. They acknowledged it might have been too much and said the same person still handles the project, so no option for part-time. They were nice and wished me well. Looking back, I probably overreacted with the whole I'll go to HR thought. I was just stressed and caught off guard while handling something important at work, and my phone kept buzzing. Thanks for the input. It helped a lot.
As with anything that you have with these Reddit posts, you don't get all the information. There's so many nuances. There's so many things that happen. Even just someone coming into work having a bad day and saying something offhand can completely change the scenario. So, what's the relationship like with their coworkers? We don't know. Everybody has a coworker they get along with. Famously, everyone has a coworker that they don't care for at all. Did you give your number to all of them? It doesn't sound like they were necessarily the lead.
I don't think that. I mean, at the end of the day, the bottom line is they asked if they're the asshole for asking old coworkers to stop what?
You just can't. You can't stop. It's like
stop what?
Cussing.
I'm not cussing. I'm reading.
A-hole.
I'm not an a-hole. You are.
Yes. You're right, baby. You're right.
Anyway, the bottom line is they're asking if they're the butthole. Is that better?
A little bit.
For asking them to stop messaging me, and no, you're not.
No.
Do your job. I mean, do your new job, and they should do theirs.
When there's a separation from a company, that's an entity. You're an entity. When you have a divorce situation from that company, you walk away towards something else. You need to focus on your new job, not the old job. I took it at the beginning of
like a friend thing.
These are my friends, and the friends that I still have friends from previous jobs. You do too. You have friends that you've made that no longer work there, and those are probably better friends than if that friendship lasts past the excommunication between church and state right there. Then that's a pretty good friend. You stay with that friend. You stay with them. Keep going.
It wasn't about that.
That wasn't. Well, no, that's very misleading. So at the end of it, our final resolution is
no.
No, I have to say it. I was wrong on this one. I thought I had it figured out, and I was wrong.
You did not.
No. Yeah.
Okay. See you later.
Bye, guys.